Fall 7 times and stand up 8. Japanese proverb. Life isn't about avoiding the fall. It's about mastering the art of standing back up. This simple proverb, born from centuries of wisdom, reminds us that resilience, more than talent, more than luck, more than timing, is what separates those who merely dream from those who live those dreams. Every single one of us will stumble. We'll get knocked down by circumstances, betrayed by expectations, or even tripped up by our own mistakes. But here's the truth. Falling is not failure. Failure only happens when we refuse to rise again. Why this quote matters today? In today's world, we're surrounded by highlight reels. Scroll through social media and you'll see people showing only their victories. Perfect jobs, perfect bodies, perfect lives. What you don't see are the rejections, the late nights, the tears, the setbacks. And because of that illusion, it's easy to think that when you fall, you're broken, that your struggle is a sign that you're not cut out for success. But this Japanese proverb flips that script. It teaches us you're not defined by the fall. You're defined by the comeback. Think about Thomas Edison. Thousands of failed attempts before the light bulb. Michael Jordan cut from his high school basketball team. J.K. Rowling rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon. Each of them stood up one more time than they fell. That's the secret. But let's be honest, standing back up is not easy. Sometimes the weight of disappointment feels heavier than the fall itself. You start doubting yourself. You start asking, what's the point? Maybe I'm not good enough. That's the real battle, not against the obstacle in front of you, but against the voice in your head trying to convince you to stay down. And this is where the power of the proverb shines through. It tells you falling is inevitable, but rising is a choice. You get to decide whether you'll stay down or get back up. And each time you choose to rise, you grow stronger. So how do you live this wisdom out? How do you take this ancient truth and make it your daily practice? Stop seeing setbacks as proof of weakness. Instead, see them as training. Each fall is a lesson, sharpening you, strengthening you, preparing you. When you trip, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this teaching me? Detach your identity from failure. You are not your mistakes. Falling doesn't make you a failure. Quitting does. Every successful person carries a history of defeat that fueled their growth. When you fall, remind yourself, this is not who I am. This is just where I am. Build your stand-up habits. Resilience isn't something you summon only in the big moments. It's built in the small ones. Daily habits like journaling, exercising, meditating, practicing gratitude. These are your training drills. They make you mentally tougher so when life knocks you down, you instinctively rise. Surround yourself with encouragers. Sometimes you won't feel like standing up alone. That's when you need your circle. Friends, mentors, communities that remind you of your strength when you forget it yourself. Find those people and be that person for others too. Decide in advance that you'll rise. Don't wait until you're on the ground to make the choice. Right now, decide that no matter how many times life hits you, you'll get up. Lock that in your identity. I am someone who stands back up. Here's the paradox. The more times you fall and rise, the more unstoppable you become. Because each rise builds evidence that you are unbreakable, that no setback can truly defeat you. In fact, the fall is the very thing that gives you strength. Without falling, there's no rising. Without breaking, there's no rebuilding. Without setbacks, there's no resilience. So instead of fearing the fall, embrace it, welcome it. Because every fall is an invitation to grow stronger than before. Fall 7 times and stand up 8. It's not about avoiding pain. It's not about living a flawless life. It's about cultivating the courage to rise again and again and again. Your life will not be measured by how many times you fell. It will be measured by how many times you refused to stay down. So when life pushes you to your knees, and it will, remember this, you have one more rise left in you, always. Stand up for your goals. Stand up for your dreams. Stand up for the person you are becoming, because you may fall 7 times, but your destiny is written in the 8th. The world doesn't need perfect people. It needs resilient people. It needs people who rise. Be one of them. And when you fall, as you surely will, smile because you already know what's next. You're getting back up.